Hey everybody, we're back to change the LCD screen of this iPhone 5C. So here's a new screen right there. Got a few cracks in this one big one underneath this glass that's put on top. We'll need a pentalobe screwdriver, small Phillips screwdriver, a plastic pry tool, and a additional plastic pry tool if you want to be able to pull the screen out from the housing. I'm going to do the two bottom pentalobe screwdrivers just real fast. And then I'll free up the screen to be released and unclipped. We'll just use our guitar pick here. It's much easier to get into this phone than it is on the 5S or the 5. You got a little play in the plastic housing down at the bottom, so much easier to get underneath it. We'll go ahead and just use the pick to loosen the screen all the way around on all sides. And then I'll free the screen here at the top. You can pull it out just a little bit and pull it up. You can see that we need to undo a couple screws here. We'll start with disconnecting the battery. Try to make sure we don't short this phone out as we go ahead and change the LCD. Go ahead and pull a little bracket off of it, and that'll show the battery connector. Let's use our pry tool to pry that up. Perfect. Now the phone is powered off. Go ahead and undo the screws that hold this top connector down. There's one. Here's a second. You want to make sure you keep these in the order in which you remove them so you can put them back correctly, as they are different lengths. Here's our third screw. And the fourth. That'll let us release the little panel. Go ahead and pull that away. If I can get it to come out here. And that'll reveal the connectors for the phone. We'll go ahead and undo this first connector. There's a total of 3. One for the digitizer, one for the LCD, and then one for the front-facing camera. We'll undo all 3 of those. And we can go ahead and pull the screen away. Go ahead and move the body of the phone out as we'll just continue working with the phone here. See, here is our new piece. We need to make sure we change over the home button, the back connector, the portion for the front-facing camera, the earpiece speaker as well. What you're going to do is start the home button. There's 2 Phillips screws that need to be removed from this button. And then we'll let us go ahead and set it aside. We'll go ahead and just kind of press in the middle here to pull it out. Alright, so we have a cable that's stuck down to the LCD screen here, or to the glass. We'll need to go ahead and remove. We'll just use our pry tool, see if we can't get it started here. May have to use a dental pick, a little bit sharper, to get us started. Be nice and gentle. We don't want to poke a hole or rip the cable. It is pretty thin. It's going to get it started here, and then we'll use this to pry up just a little bit. Slide it in nice and slow. I'm going to undo this bottom screw here. I'm going to remove the metal housing off the back of this just real quick. Screws that are down the sides, just some small Phillips. These are all the same length, so no need to be concerned about them. We have one right here at the top. We'll do the sides first. I'm just going to see what's underneath here. A little bit more room to work. Slide the tool in just nice and slow. This one's really stuck on here. We're going to take the back all the way off. On this top screw. Another one here at the little bit further up that'll let us release the metal housing clip. Pull that aside. Has the speaker with it as well. This housing's being a little bit tricky. There's a screw right here at the very top. Go ahead and remove that as well, and that should allow this to be fully removed now. So a little bit of adhesive tape that's holding this down. Let's gently undo that off of the ribbon cable. There we go. Start to work on this home button just a little bit more now. Being nice and gentle as we go to lift this off. Perfect, there we go. Go ahead and set that aside. Now we have our actual button here. It's got a little bit of adhesive that's holding it down to the glass. So we're just going to take our pry tool and just gently slide it around. Give it a little bit of pressure. It'll pill up just a little bit for you. Be nice and careful as you pull this. You don't want to rip it, so even pressure will let you pull it aside. Insert that onto the new portion, the new LCD. Customer wanted a white replacement instead of a black, so it'll be a little bit different than the original. I think it looks kind of cool. Go ahead and install the home button here. So basically just realign it and stick down the cable again. Insert the two screws that hold the home button in place. Alright. Double check the button, make sure it functions properly, which it does. There's a couple pieces that are missing here that you want to make sure you put on. there's two little guides on the back. One's for the camera, and one is for the kind of the sensors on the front of the screen. Just gonna use our pick here, and there's a little spot underneath it which you can pry up. That'll pry it free. There's another little tiny thin one. It's half plastic, half metal. And put your pick tool underneath it, under the plastic portion, and gently slide around. It's almost kind of like it's super glued in. The glue is a little bit brittle. Let's go ahead and remove it. There's an additional piece of kind of tape here. I'm just going to pry it up a little bit and pull it off. Try to get it as original as possible, so we'll transfer that as well. We have our two little connectors, or two little guides here. Now you want to be careful when remember how you removed that front-facing camera guide. The smaller one's not as difficult, as you can tell the way in which it will fit, as one edge is rounded. I'm just going to use a little tiny bit of this super glue, or this crazy glue. I'm not concerned about it falling apart. I just want to make sure I can keep it in place. So use a pair of tweezers. So we can't get it lined up, and make sure I know exactly how it's going to fit back in. Alright. Looks good. So this glue is nice because it comes with a little brush. You just brush a little tiny bit on. You don't have to put a ton on. We don't want to ruin the camera area. Just enough that's going to hold it down and then guide the camera back into the correct spot on the phone. Give it a few seconds to kind of set up. I'm going to go ahead and put the second portion in, just kind of line it up and make sure I know exactly how it's going to fit as well. Like I was saying, one of the edges is a little bit rounded. The metal portion will face down towards the home button. But it looks good, so we'll go ahead and put just a little tiny bit of glue on it as well. It's a little bit trickier, it's a little bit thinner. Let's brush a little tiny bit on the plastic portion. Doesn't need a lot, just a tiny bit to hold it into place. Go ahead and hold it in. Alright. Now I don't want this video to be extremely long, so we're just going to set that in and we'll let it dry for a little bit before we start to put our pieces back in. You can hit the link in the bottom right hand corner to take you to the next video. Hit the like button if you found this helpful, and I will see you guys on the second half of this video.